today we begin with a major international and security development involving Nigeria. Now, late Thursday, U.S. President Donald Trump announced that the United States had carried out what he described as a powerful and deadly strike against the ISIS fighters in northwest in Nigeria. Now, the Nigerian government has since confirmed that the operation was a joint collaboration with U.S. forces. The strikes have since sparked a nationwide debate. Prominent Islamic scholar and cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has warned that increased U.S. military involvement could turn Nigeria into a theater of war. He has also raised concerns about the role of foreign forces and the potential impact on civilians and national security. And joining us this morning to discuss these developments is Sheikh Ahmed Gumi himself, an Islamic scholar, cleric, and former military officer who will be speaking with us via Zoom. Good morning, Sheikh. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
All right, thank you. Now let's look at the hidden interest, behind the airstrikes, because yesterday we spoke about this topic. We analyzed it, the intricacies and what it meant for Nigeria's security. The U.S. airstrikes are often presented and, purely security driven. But I'm going to use Yemen, Iraq, and Somalia as an example. Now, strikes have also, during those times in Yemen, we have seen how the strike was able to align broader strategic goals, such as protecting allies and whatnot. So what interests are usually left out of these official explanations, and how can the public better understand the full context behind these operations?
Okay, when you talk about context or the motive or whatever it is from this operation, I don't think it has any military significance, and it doesn't have any political objective besides, I think, satisfying the interest of the intruder, that is the foreigner that comes. It's purely, I think, for internal consumption of the United States. It's enough for you, Nigeria, to have accepted a discriminatory tune when they came in to attack Nigeria, saying that they are coming to protect Christians. And from their first attack, it's all facade, and it doesn't mean what they said. So we really have to be very careful in this kind of cooperation between Nigeria and United States. I know United States, there are a lot of very good people. I know. In fact, they are under the spell of these extremists that are controlling the nation now. But I hope soon it will be over and Nigeria will really regain back its sovereignty and stop all these kind of things that infringe on our rights.
Okay, Sheikh, if you look at, the statements of the U.S., each time there's an airstrike, it's often called, or rather it is often emphasized or labeled as necessary and precise. But when you look at history, history tells us a different story. Now, what key questions should the public and Nigerians be asking, to uncover the full truth behind this, so-called precision strikes?
No, you see, luckily in Nigeria, we have a lot of educated people in Nigeria, both in the north and the south, and people have come out to speak. I don't think, except for the gullible Nigerians, nobody's really happy about this issue. It's about sovereignty. Sovereignty of Nigeria is raped by this attack. And as I have said earlier, it doesn't have any military significance. You see, bandits or terrorists that are mobile and they move from one place to another, you can't kill them with bombardment. Bombardment will only kill innocent people, as we have seen how bombs have been scattered all over the nation. And these bombs, you see, they are not as precise, or they are not precision bombs as they claim. It causes more damage to civilians than people in bush. And they're also good in targeting buildings, high-rise buildings, and in forests, terrorists don't use high buildings. In short, we don't expect to have any benefit except, in fact, dangers that will come from this kind of alliance. So what we are calling on the Nigerian government, which is taking stride, and I really praise the Nigerian government in what it's trying to do. Whenever we are achieving success, you see this kind of intrusion from outside. The recent move by the government, even before the attack of creating a forest guard and state police, these are very good, great advancement or a shift in paradigm shift in trying to see that we have security and things are really improving. So at the point that when things are improving, we have this intrusion, and the one will really wonder whether this America, as we have been saying, and many experts have been saying that, and intellectuals, that they are behind this terror we see. Because these terrorists, from where do they get this kind of weapons? Weapons sometimes even the military doesn't have.
Now let's get your view on the airstrike that happened last week in Sokoto. What do you perceive? Do you perceive that that airstrike, targeted the terrorists themselves, or it was just a news that was there to make the headlines?
No, the attack was symbolic. It's symbolic. The highest activities of terrorists is in Borno State. In fact, just 2 days before, a day before, there was an attack in a mosque. It's a so complex issue. I think people will not really understand. There was an attack in a mosque in Maiduguri, and the next day, on the Christmas day, even choosing Christmas, Christmas is supposed to be a holiday of peace and tranquility. So now he has turned a Christmas into a goal for Nigerians. Now, whenever Christmas comes, then now we'll be afraid that somebody may use religion to come and attack us. So attacking Sokoto State at that particular moment, when Sokoto itself is not under any threat of terrorism, these Lakurawas, we are really pushed back to the boundary. It's uncalled for, really.
All right. Excuse me. Previously, you spoke about, the sovereignty of a nation, and I want us to look at that and also the global power. Now, international law says, countries should respect each other's sovereignty, but powerful nations often carry out airstrikes without, permission. So what does this mean for weaker countries? And how should Nigerians and Africans think about this?
You see, no nation lives alone. It needs alliances. So we know there are outlaw nations who doesn't respect international law, like the United States of America, State of Israel. They attack anywhere. We have seen Israel, how it went into Iran and attacked its nuclear programs without any cost to law. Such rogue states should never be allowed, or nations that are free and non-aligned nations should never form a military alliance with them. There's no problem. We do business with them. We sell them things and we buy things from them. But when it comes to military alliance, we should not do with them. So how do you protect yourself if you are a weak nation? You align yourself with a bigger nation that is innate in the sense that it's benign. It's not like a metastatic cancer. Nations like China, China you can go into trade with it, but it doesn't. It's not aggressive. You can go into alliance with middle states, like Turkey, like India, and even in Europe now. Britain is becoming really stable now. Britain doesn't, although they participated in the Gulf War. But states that respect the international law, these are the states that we should form into an alliance with it. And Nigerians, we have the capability, especially the manpower, whereby we can really man and protect our nation. And I think the government now is doing the right thing, really. conscripting people into forest guard, conscripting people into police, and also the armed forces. So I don't have any fear. My only fear now is the political class. They should brace up and become courageous to tell Americans, no, this should not happen again. No attack from America will be accepted. And we should call their, in fact, we can up to the extent of even serving our diplomatic relationship with them. There's nothing we can lose. So many people have abandoned America and nothing happened to them. So I think they have done, we should not also forget, it started with an abuse, abusing us as a disgraced country. You know, when you say a disgraced country, you are disgracing the whole nation, its rulers and the citizens. So how can we take this indignation from this kind of people who we know their hands are stained in blood of innocent people? We have seen all over the world. So I think the government should dress up, our politicians should have the courage to say no to America. They can do it.
Okay, Sheikh, looking at the effectiveness in reducing terrorism, which is, should be every focus of the government when there are issues concerning insecurity, the lives of the citizens are not safe, properties are not safe, and whatnot. And when you look at these airstrikes, according to, stories and the reasons why these airstrikes are being carried out, it is supposed to, either minimize or, drastically take out these terrorists from either the states, the countries, or the communities in which they have their base, and they go there to terrorize other places. And I'm still going to use Afghanistan as an example. When these airstrikes were being carried out in that country, we saw a shift concerning these terrorists. Now, with your wealth of experience, as someone who has an experience in the military, an Islamic scholar, and your vast knowledge. Now, do you really feel that this airstrike is a tool to curb terrorism 100% and completely?
Okay, you see, terrorism is an ideology, and bombardment can never cure it or stop it. It's an ideology. Ideology, you face it with a better argument. But still, if they are armed and they become militarized, yes, we have to face them with force. But that force should be done with clean hands. You can't call a terrorist to come and fight a terrorist. Moreover, I told you, we know something behind all these things. These terrorists are creation of the same forces that are telling us to fight them. Because who armed them? Who financed them? One of our leaders, one of our military commanders was saying that whenever they catch Boko Haram, especially in the northeast, they find with them euros and dollars. And from the kind of weapons they use, you know that they are supported by a nation which likes to poke nose in people's affairs. America, we have congressmen that even accusing America of involvement in supporting Boko Haram and ISIS and everything. It's all over the news now. And we can see how Israel recently is supporting the secession of Somaliland in the Horn of Africa, prognosing and putting their hands in every small thing concerning nations. So what Nigeria, somebody will ask, why are they interested in Nigeria? Nigeria is a country full of bounties, very rich country. So they are very concerned about it and the future of the economy. Terrorists, how do we fight terrorism? Terrorism, we fight it, one, in the ideological phase, we put a better argument. Then secondly, get assistance and alliance with nations that are clean. Let me give you an example. During Jonathan's time, we had South African missionaries that came and assisted us, and they are doing the work genuinely, because they don't have. Look at how South Africa stood against the apartheid Israeli regime, taking it to international court. So they respect international law. A country like South Africa is a good example whereby you can use people to assist you if you have less manpower. But Nigeria, the question is not manpower. Our problem is, I think, the modern equipment. You see, there is a lot of corruption in Nigeria. The money spent for weapons, we always go and buy second-hand or second-grade weapons. One, secondly, we're supposed to be having our weapon industry. You know, the DIC is really left behind. It's supposed to be producing all the ammunitions and weapons we need to take care of. With that, Nigeria, with the money we have, we can do it really. And I think now we are on the right track to recover. But then suddenly, whenever we are having progress, you have these disturbances from, especially from America. So I don't see how we can exonerate America in the problems we have. And let me tell you, in 1995, there's an American envoy from embassy in Abuja who came to Hamdullah Hotel and enticed someone, a Nigerian, to put a bomb in Doba Hotel, as alleged by the activist Mahdi Shehu. And he has challenged him publicly, and many news outlets have asked the man, what comments have you got? He said he has no comment. How can you be charged or alleged to be involved in terror, and then you say you have no comment on that? So America has been doing this a lot. All these bombardments we see, I don't exonerate them from it. Then who has the ability to bring in bombs here except through diplomatic cargo? So we have to be very careful. Terrorists will be defeated. I'm very sure of that. But we should not involve people who have interest in our land. This is the question that the Nigerians need to address.
All right, Sheikh, do you think when you look at African nations, do you think African nations are doing, enough diplomatically to prevent foreign military to invade their soils using airstrikes? I beg your pardon.
Yes, you see, it's forced on us. I don't think it's the government that will tell Trump to call us a disgraced country. I don't think it's the government that will tell Trump that there is a Christian genocide, which there is none. Today now, the Minister of Defense is a Christian. The Chief of Defense Staff is a Christian. Will they be killing Christians? So it's not the government that does. In fact, even the recent bombardments, I don't think it's the government that invited them. They forced themselves. And even from the pronouncement of Trump, you know that he is just a bigot, a religious, he has prejudice. In fact, what happens in America itself, whereby those who are immigrants are really facing his wrath now, we can understand then this man has some ulterior motives when he declares that Nigeria, there is a Christian genocide, and to use that as a smoke screen to attack us. And even the attack, it has no any military significance. It's just bombs, unexploded bombs here and there. And you can see there's not any picture of even terrorists killed.
But Sheikh, what do you perceive is the ulterior motive behind Donald Trump's, release of the airstrike?
Many experts are saying the Sahel region, which have driven away imperialists and colonists, America wants a base. You know, they are firing from the Atlantic Ocean. They want a land base where they will have their troops, just as they have in the Gulf states. And this is how exactly they went into Gulf states. They enticed Saddam Hussein to attack Kuwait, then frighten the Gulf states with Saddam's invasion of Kuwait, then saying that they are coming to drive away Saddam, and in the end, up to now, 30 years, they are still there. They want to frighten us with Boko Haram they created. They want to frighten us with Lakra they invented. Then we allow them to come to protect us. We can protect ourselves, not only from Lakra, even from Americans themselves. We can protect ourselves from them. We don't have anything to fear about them. We have the population, we have the landmass, we have even the education that we can do. A lot of Nigerians, doctors, engineers are there helping the American economy. When if they come back here, they will do a lot. They can do a lot. So I don't think we have anything to fear. We only need the political will and support. I think the president needs to be supported, to be encouraged to stand up and see that we don't succumb to these imperialist people. Just imagine if it's Murtala Mohammed now ruling, or imagine if it's Abacha himself. This kind of thing can never be dreamt of, because they will stand up and see that they protect the integrity of Nigeria. And this is the kind of leader I think we should encourage President Tinubu to be. He needs our support. But if we show that we don't like him, if we show him, then because of our weakness, it will affect him too.
So, Sheikh, you made mention of, the support to the federal government in putting hands together in fighting this insecurity. I beg to ask, and I'm asking this because you're vast in knowledge when it comes to insecurity. Going through your profile, you're someone who can, be there to give prompt advice on how the federal government can be able to go on with, intelligence gathering and what have you. Have you had an opportunity to, meet Mr. President, or have you been invited as to how you can also be able to contribute in helping the federal government in sorting out these insecurity issues that we're having in Nigeria? Because each day we wake up, it's one bad news to another.
Yes, it's just less than a month ago, under the tutelage of the Sultan of Sokoto, a lot of scholars were gathered together. We had one-on-one with the NSA and the president himself, and talked about all the security issues and showed him the way out. And we also warned him that, look, there are two kind of advisors. Every leader has two kind of advisors: those who are calling him to do bad and evil, and those who are calling him to do good. So he should be very careful of who he listens to. And one of the way out of this quagmire is that every stakeholder in the issue of insecurity should be involved. And we praise his effort to establish a state police, or encourage states to produce, like we have seen in Kano State just recently, launching their own. Zamfara too have done something that needs to be expanded. And also the forest guard, very importantly, it needs to be supported, which is under the office of the NSA. It's a very big step towards putting an end to this banditry, to this cattle rustling, and all the issues we have. So I think we are on course. But you see, whenever we are on course, these people, these foreigners that don't want peace, they will just come and disturb us and start to bring instability in the country. Look at the language. We are coming to protect Christians. So they want to polarize the nation. They want Muslims to be fighting Christians. Now there's a bomb explosion in Maiduguri. Some people can say, okay, it's attributed to Christians. If there's one in a church, people attributed to Muslims, and war can break out anywhere, anytime. So I think the Americans have played it wrong, and we should tell them it is wrong, and that we should really warn them. And also they should retract two things. One, the abuse of Nigeria. He should be sorry about that. He should call us a respectable people, a nation with great history. One. Secondly, saying that at any moment, any time they can attack us, we should not take that for granted. We should tell them, look, they should retract that threat on Nigeria, and we should take them to United Nations. We should take them to Security Council, that the threat on Nigeria should be retracted by this man. We know Trump is not even popular in America. If he can stand for an election now, he will not win again. And I'm sure the Republican Party should do something again against this kind of people, that they don't have control of what even he says. He has spoiled his politics by his foul mouth, accusing and disparaging and degrading people, that are respectable. Nigeria, we cannot take that nonsense from him.
All right, Sheikh, if we strip away politics and propaganda, who truly benefits from these airstrikes? I mean, is it the local people or the global power interests?
How is the global power interest? They want to polarize Nigeria, have a base, frighten us that they are coming to protect us, especially the gullible Christians, you know. They think they are coming to protect them. They are not coming to protect them. They just want a base in Nigeria because maintaining a fleet of naval air carriers in the Gulf is very expensive, you know. So they want a land base. And this is what we are not going to give them. Americans should not put their soldiers on our soil. I'm telling you, nobody can guarantee in fact, it becomes a national duty, a religious duty that we should expel any foreigner that wants to invade us, except if we invite them with the consensus of the House of Assembly and the Senate, the President, and the population wants it. There should be a national debate before we can even allow any foreigner to have a base in Nigeria. The issue is more than just the presidency. The issue is nation. And Nigeria, the sovereignty of Nigeria is a red line for us. We should all come together and see that we live peacefully, Muslims and non-Muslims, Christians and non-Christians. We all need each other. We all need to support each other and protect this beautiful, beautiful country. You need to go around the world to know that Nigeria is so beautiful. I'm just sitting down here without fan and air conditioning, you know. The weather is so good, nice, sunshine. We have vast land, animals and everything. So Nigerians should love their country and thank God that has given us this power. People from outside, they are very envious of us. That's why they want to divide us. They want to balkanize Nigeria and allow us to fight each other so that they, in the end, in trying to fight each other, we need their weapons. We'll be selling them oil, and gold, and everything, uranium. Uh, they'll be exploiting us, you know, and we'll be killing it ourselves. And in the end, we'll be so few on the nation, and they will come and occupy it.
Thank you, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, for speaking with us this morning on the show. And we really hope that yourself and every other person who has the knowledge, who has the capacity to work with the federal government in helping Nigeria to tackle this insecurity issue will do so. Thank you so much for speaking with us once
Oh,
again.
very well. Thank you very much for speaking with me, and
You're welcome.
I thank Daily Trust for the good journalism you have.
Thank you so much.